folks, we have some very interesting quotes here from the NFL Combine regarding Buccaneers general manager Jason Licht about Kyle Trask and also the possibility of a quarterback competition as well. Firstly, though, when asked about quarterback Kyle Trask, Jason Licht had this to say. Yeah, we're very excited about Kyle. We're very excited about him getting the opportunity to be the starter. We'd be very comfortable with that. We're excited. I've used that word already, but I really am. For him to get a chance to be with the starters in the offseason, starters in training camp, starters in preseason, which he's never done. He was a successful quarterback in the SEC. I mean, wildly successful. We took him in the second round for a reason. We didn't take him in the second round just to be a third string quarterback. Now, it has yet to be seen what he turns out to be, but we're confident that it's going to be very good. Then, when asked on what Kyle Trask has done to show he deserves a chance to start, Jason Licht said this. Well, first of all, he can throw the ball very well. He's changed his body a little bit with just being in the NFL with our strength and conditioning staff to where he looks more athletic than he did, to me, than he did in college. He can get out of trouble in the pocket. He's accurate. He's smart. He works hard. He's got all the traits that you're looking for in a quarterback. Now, I will say that is a ton of amazingly positive things to say about Kyle Trask, and I think that it just continues to show the level of confidence and positivity that the organization has towards Kyle Trask. But one of the most interesting quotes here to me was whenever Jason Licht was asked on if there might be a quarterback competition. Jason Licht said the following: "You have to give everybody competition. He's the only quarterback on our roster right now. I'm just saying if he were the starter or if he was the only option that we had right now, we'd be very, very excited about going forward with him. And he's going to get the opportunity no matter who we bring in to be the starter." Now, two kind of parts of this quote were interesting to me. The first one was, yes, you have to give everybody competition. And yes, that's accurate. Everybody gets competition. It just is a thing that you have to do in the NFL. You always want to push your guys. Iron sharpens iron. That is always a great mentality to have. But what was interesting here was this. I'm just saying if he were the starter or if he was the only option that we had right now, we'd be very, very excited going forward with him. Now, that was interesting to me to say that, hey, I'm just saying if we had to go with Kyle Trask, we'd be excited with him. That is not Jason Licht saying, look, we are going with Kyle Trask. That's just him saying, we are going to go with Kyle. We are going to give Kyle Trask a chance to be the starter. And if he was the guy that we were going to be going with, then we would feel good about that. But it isn't a guarantee. Jason Licht did not guarantee that Kyle Trask is going to be the guy that they go with as their starting quarterback. There's going to be competition. Everybody has already assumed that, but you do get some pretty concrete confirmation here that yes, the Buccaneers are going to bring in some significant competition. And one part of this quote that I am kind of torn on, to be honest, and I want your guys' thoughts about this is, and he's going to get the opportunity no matter who we bring in to be the starter. Now, you could just view that as, well, technically you can bring in Kyle Trask to be the starter, but does this mean that they may view bringing in another guy to be the starter right away and having Kyle Trask compete against that guy for the starting job? That's kind of how I interpreted it. I could be completely wrong. Let me give an example. Let's say, obviously, Kyle Trask is the only quarterback on the roster. You bring in Jacoby Brissett. Is that Jason Licht saying, hey, whoever we bring in, maybe in the free agent pool, that is going to be the starter in our mind unless Kyle Trask changes our opinion on that through competition? That's how I interpreted it. If you bring in a Baker Mayfield, or you bring in a Jacoby Brissett, or you bring in one of these other free agent quarterbacks that may be out there, are the Buccaneers already going to give them the starting nod, at least at first, in terms of any type of competition with Kyle Trask? That was kind of an interesting thought that I had just based off of that final bit of the quote where it said again, and he's going to get the opportunity no matter who we bring in to be the starter. That's where I interpret that as to say, wait a minute, whoever the Buccaneers bring in as a free agent quarterback, are they automatically going to get that nod to be the starter in training camp, at least at first, in terms of just penciling them in before anything's concrete? That is kind of where I'm at right now in terms of that. So I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions about these quotes. I think that there are some pretty interesting nuggets there. You see Jason Licht give a lot of positivity and optimism towards Kyle Trask, but he definitely leaves the door open for not just legitimate competition for Kyle Trask, but I would say even going a step further and saying, we very well may bring in a veteran to be this starter, penciling in the starter, at least at the start of training camp, and Kyle Trask can compete for that starting job. So let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions about these quotes. I would love to hear them. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope you all enjoyed. And as always, folks, I'll see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.